CNN. If there's one person who knows a thing or two about setbacks, it's Lindsey Vonn. After countless injuries led to missing out on Olympics, World Championships and world records, it was only her immense mental strength to push through the pain barrier with a body broken beyond repair that she retired 2 years ago as the most successful female ski racer of all time. But even someone as resilient as Vonn doesn't get how athletes are coping in the ever-changing landscape of a global pandemic after the Tokyo Olympics postponement in 2020, and, despite favored speculation to the contrary, organizers' insistence that the Games will go ahead later this year. Honestly, I don't know how the Summer Olympians are coping. Not knowing if or when you're competing, or knowing if you'll have any competition beforehand, not really having the same training capabilities that you had before. Vonn tells CNN these things not only affect athletes physically in their preparation, but all athletes rely on routine. We don't like a lot of variables. Read MoreVonn retired from skiing in 2019. But Vonn, who weathered uncertainty so often in her career due to the unpredictability of ski racing, can offer one piece of advice to those athletes hoping to compete in Tokyo. Try to find something that you can have consistently, she says. Find your confidence in your little bubble, in your little routines and that rhythm as much as that's what I would suggest. I don't think anyone's ever dealt with this, so I think the mentally tough are going to be the ones that are able to pull through all the lockdowns, social distancing, and unemployment. It doesn't escape Vonn that athletes who have been able to train and move around as the virus tore through the US with alarming speed and ferocity have had it luckier than. It's easier for athletes because they are able to train to some degree and to get some sort of outlet, and some are even able to travel for competitions, says 36. There's so many people right now that are struggling. I mean, I'm in New York City and the city is just really shut down. There's still some restaurants that are open outside, but it's really cold, so it's really difficult to be able to do. I feel like everyone feels like they're trapped and you can't see people. And, you know, it's just waiting for the phone to ring to see which friend has coronavirus next. Read, athletes at the Tokyo Olympics will not need a vaccine to participate, organizers say. Vonn displays her Hall of after 18 years on the World Cup circuit. 3 Winter Olympic medals, 8 World Championship medals and a record 82 World Cup race wins. Vonn's decision to step away from the sport in 2019, and the routines of racing that had shaped her life, were made harder by the arrival of the global pandemic. So over the past year Vonn has focused on controlling her controllables. That meant hitting her business goals, starting her own production company and working on her memoir, as well as maintaining her fitness life. I'm still struggling a bit, she says. I'm trying to find a balance of everything since retirement. I found that fitness is the one thing in retirement that I really need. I really need to stay fit and act. When I don't, I really get depressed when I'm not able to physically exert myself. Even though I'm not competing, I still need that stimulation. And so does her. It also has a lot to do with my knees. If I don't work out, I'd be in a lot of pain. And I still don't really have a great long-term strategy at this point on how I'm going to manage it, because I know it's going to get pretty bad later on. It's already bad enough as it is, but he'll cross that bridge when I get to it. You know, maybe a knee replacement in the next 5 years is something that I really need to think about. But I'm finding ways to manage it right now. Vonn attends the 2019 US Open tennis champ. The startling prospect of a possible knee replacement before the age of 40 is a reminder of the sacrifices Vonn has made over the course. It's the reason another Winter Olympics was never on the cards, no matter how much she would still love to be. With a year to go until Beijing 2022. Vonn hopes to be there in a different capacity, having recently made her debut as an NBC commentator for the women's speed events at the World Cup. I didn't really know what to expect, says Vonn. Obviously I love skiing, it's my passion, but I've never obviously talked about other people's skiing on television before. So, for me, it was a really fun experience. Hopefully I can be a part of the Games in some way. You know, maybe commentating or being at the venue. Hopefully it would be really fun for me to still be a part of this time next year. With Tokyo 2020 in the rearview mirror, all eyes will shift to China when Beijing will become the first host city to stage a summer and winter games. Built as a joyful rendezvous upon pure ice and snow, according to the official slogan, Beijing is nevertheless seen as an unusual winter venue, one that will be largely reliant on man-made snow to stage the mountain event. Artificial snow is nothing new for alpine ski racers, but the possibility of not being able to compete on the race hill ahead of the Games could be problematic. In December, 6 test events, including alpine skiing, were cancelled for the first few months of 2021 due to ongoing coronavirus restrictions. Lindsey Vonn exclusive on her final season. Replay more videos. Must watch Lindsey Vonn exclusive on her final season 03:21. The more time you can get on any venue, especially a downhill or super G venue, the better. I think the safer is well for the athletes, says Vonn. I've heard the track is difficult. So I'm interested to see how they're able to. It's always difficult to go into a new track, never having run it before and pushing yourself in the Olympics without really a lot of experience. But at the same time, as long as everyone doesn't have experience, then you're all on equal. The main thing is not to let any one particular nation train on the venue and keep it as a leading U.S. athlete for so many years and someone never shy of voicing her opinion. Vonn says she has been full of admiration watching the wave of athlete activism that swept through sport, and I really think that athletes can make a big change. They can have a big impact in the world, not just in the sports. It's really cool to see that shift in the way that not only athletes are speaking out, but also in the way that they're perceived by everyone from the outside world. You can no longer say shut up and dribble. Athletes have a voice. They're not just there to